guys, welcome once again to Shadow Plays. So here we are, end of the Battlefield 4 beta period. We're what, 2 and a bit weeks away from launch on November 1st. I'm really looking forward to that. Trying out some more maps and weapons and all of that and seeing everyone on there. Not too long to wait. So I'm just here to share some of my thoughts with you as to what I thought of the beta and what I'm looking forward to after the release of BF4. The game is gorgeous. I'm so happy that blue sort of filter's gone from Battlefield 3. It's so much more colourful, which was a major issue for a lot of people on Battlefield 3. That horrible colour and washed outness, and the way the sun rays sort of blinded you as you run around. So if you were fighting into the sun, you basically couldn't see the enemies and just got absolutely owned. But that's all gone and fixed, which is so much nicer. And the graphics are absolutely gorgeous, much better than Battlefield 3, at least if you can get the game to run on high settings. It looks really nice, especially the water. They've actually managed to network the water across the server, so everyone playing sees the same waves. That's some really cool technology. So if you're on a boat and there's a big swell, you can kind of hide behind it, or if you're on a jet ski doing a jump, they don't just sort of see an invisible wave with the jet ski jumping over it, they can see the wave you're jumping off. That's a really cool implementation of tech there. It must have taken a lot of hard work, but it does look absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely still one of the best looking games on PC. And hopefully with a bit more optimization, after the beta period they can make it run a lot nicer as well. Although, saying that, I didn't have too many issues on mine. I had a couple of crashes when the beta first came out, but they patched it and it seemed a lot more stable after that. I managed to play whole games without any sort of crashes or issues, so that was nice. And I was running mostly on high-ish settings. I think I had textures on ultra, most things on high, anti-aliasing off because it seems to kill my laptop for some reason. And I was getting a decent 60 frames per second, pretty consistent. Not too many drops. It was kind of okay. Again, they'll optimize it a lot more. I'm sure they've had a lot of feedback on this during the beta period, so I'm sure they can fix that a lot. I've heard that Windows 8.1 can increase the performance, but I'm playing on 7 and I didn't seem to have a problem. It may have just been during the beta period. I know they were only allowing people with 64-bit operating systems to play, so that may have been an area of contention there, but we shall see. But yeah, that's sort of it for graphics. I'm sure you can see from the video it looks quite nice. I don't need to say much about it really. Now, combat, that's changed a lot from Battlefield 3, especially suppression is a lot different. No more 90-degree bullets and smeary oilo vision. You can actually now, if someone's firing at you with an assault rifle or submachine gun or whatever, you can actually now manage to turn around and shoot back without sort of your bullets pinging off into space, or not being able to see because the screen is so blurry. So that's a really good fix. You still get suppressed by support weapons and snipers and that kind of thing, but the average sort of small engagement and small fights are a lot better. So if someone's trying to take you down from whatever behind, you can turn around and give them some good gunning back, which is a really good fix. I'm glad they've changed that a lot. The sort of weapon handling's changed a lot. Well, not a lot. It's still quite similar to Battlefield 3, but a lot less recoil. I wonder if they've done this to make it more open to other players, maybe like Call of Duty players, or people who are used to other online FPS games where recoil isn't like a major thing. They still have recoil, it's not that they're bullet hoses, but it's a lot less. It's certainly a lot more arcadey. But I don't know. They still feel very nice. They're very punchy, and the sounds are amazing. The weapon sounds, explosions, handgun, noises that they make. You can hear all the slides click back, and the sound design is absolutely awesome. So I'm glad they haven't changed that. It still feels really punchy, and when you're firing from the hip and your weapon's kicking up, it still feels really good. So I'm glad I haven't changed it too much. A little bit more open and accessible. It's almost a little bit more realistic, I suppose. The weapons in Battlefield 3, some of them, not all of them, kick like a bit of a mule, and it made sort of, using full auto at even medium distances literally impossible. Whereas you can now sort of keep a target on and put some burst into them and actually be able to hit them with most of your bullets, so that's a nice little fix as well. Now there are some odd things in the new combat. For instance, if you have a friend who's recon, they have something called a PLD, which is like a little thermal imaging camera. And they use this to sort of spot enemies and find out ranges so they can range their sniper rifle in. However, if they use that to aim at something like a helicopter or a tank, it actually allows squad mates on your team to use their RPG to have like a homing ability, like a stinger or a javelin. So half of me was a bit like, the BTF, this is weird. RPGs don't have, you know, as far as I'm aware, any sort of homing abilities. It's just a rocket and a tube, but I do like how it encourages teamwork. So, you know, you'll tell your mate to go recon, and if he's sniping off the buildings and you come up across a tank, he can range it for you, or range a helicopter in the sky, and you can help take it down. So I think that's a really cool dynamic to add. It really encourages teamwork. I'm wondering if there's going to be any more things like this when the game comes out. It would be really cool if, you know, say, if I was a support gunner, I could use my weapon to, you know, suppress a sniper as my sniper fires, or I don't know what else they could implement. I was trying to think of something like a cool idea, but, you know, that's why I don't make games, I just play them. But if they can think of some other perks that your class could give to other classes, I think that'd be really cool. The more we can get teamwork, the better. It's really a game that benefits from teamwork, having all the different squads, especially when commander mode comes. And squads are going to be given orders. If you can sort of get a little squad together with different classes and support each other, even more than just the natural sort of equipment that's available to the classes. Just those little perks like that would be really cool, and would really encourage the better players and the more skilled players to get some sort of really good advantages over other squads by working together properly. I mean, it's not a... Your rockets can still be like shot down and stuff, and... Sorry, shot down? You can't do that. Flare them, I suppose. So it doesn't make you like an unstoppable killing rocket person, but still, it really encourages teamwork. I guess that's most all I can say on the combat. Now, one of the biggest focuses on this game over previous Battlefields is their new quote-unquote levolution. Which not only is things like the Shanghai map main building, but I suppose having a lot more destructible terrain and things like elevators and stuff like that, so you and your teammates can pop up in a lift to the top of a building and take out the snipers that are on top. Or, you know, if you're a sniper, you can get to a nice high vantage point without having to like jump out of a helicopter in midair. You can just sort of go up a lift, find a nice sniping spot, see what you can do. Or maybe go up above a capture point and parachute in and take everyone by surprise. So it's nice having that sort of verticality to the game. You know, having to look up for snipers, and you may have RPG peoples on roofs and all sorts. So many times I kept getting shot from above because I kept forgetting to look. It's not just people on the ground like you used to on other shooters. It's all around you, 360 degrees. Helicopter up there, sniper up there, guy down here, guy in the water. You know, boats on the river. It's all over the place, which is just the best thing about Battlefield. So, it's nice to have that sort of, as I say, verticality to it, as opposed to just sort of shooting people in front of you. It's much nicer. Obviously, the main levolution in the current map, which was in the beta, Siege Shanghai, was the main building in the middle. And seeing that building fall down is just one of the coolest moments in Battlefield I can remember. It's awesome. I'm in awe every time I see it. And I also love just popping into a lift to get to the top. And, you know, you got people camping it with shotguns, and you got snipers on the top, and you got to sort of, you know, burst out of your lift. So I was getting, you know, my team to go up in the other lift as I went up on the other side of the building, and we'd try and, you know, counter them and, you know, send up one lift before the other to distract them. Yeah, it's a really cool dynamic. However, I don't like that the building can be taken down so quickly. Literally, a game could start, and within 3 or 4 minutes, the whole building can be gone, giving you no chance to fight over it and explore it, which I feel is a massive sort of missed opportunity there. I'm sure they can find a way to fix that. Like maybe if you had some sort of bomb you could plant. So, I think it was on one of Jack Fragg's videos, he mentioned someone on, or was it on Frankie's videos? I don't know. Someone had mentioned to him they had a thought that if you shut down the pillars, maybe like an MCON station could, you know, be in the middle you have to unlock. where you have to like blow through a wall to get to it, and you have to set the uncom off, you know, plant a bomb at the ground floor after you've taken down the pillars. You know, so maybe once the bomb's planted, the people up top can sort of parachute down and try and take out the bomb and have a bit more to and froing. Because, I mean, if you're on the building at the top and a tank starts shooting at the pillars, you literally have no chance of stopping it. I mean, it only takes them a few seconds to take out the pillars. And if there's a couple of tanks or someone with a C4, you're just basically boned. I mean, I know they want the building to come down. It shouldn't be too hard, because you do want that levolution to happen, but it should take longer. You know, you want it to be halfway through the map, not at the beginning, because what's the point of having the cool building there if you can't go in it? That's just my thoughts on it anyway. I'm sure DICE have had a look at it and they'll address that. But the levolution stuff's cool. I mean, I love when the building comes down, the map gets covered in like a thick, smoky dust fog thing. It means snipers have a much harder chance of hitting you, and the map feels a lot more intimate. You know, fighting in the rubber piles with the building at the bottom and taking cover from people, and yeah, it makes it a lot more intimate, and it sort of focuses the combat around that centre point a lot more than when the building's there. It becomes sort of a point to fight over, and you can sort of, you know, swim through the water and try and climb up behind people, and yeah, I really like that. It does change the map quite a bit. It's not a massive change. I mean, the rest of the map's still the same, but the map does get covered in dust, which it didn't before, so the whole map is changed to an extent, even though it is just one building that comes down. I don't know what else I can do with the Levolution. We'll see what else is on the new maps when they come out when the game launches, but yeah, I like the direction they're taking with it. It definitely adds an element that most of the games don't have, where maps can be altered and changed by you. You know, it's not just a set event that happens after a time. You actually can shoot a building down with a rocket launcher. That's pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, too easy. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the beta actually. I really enjoyed playing it. I'm really looking forward to the game coming out. I spent so much time on Battlefield 3, and that game's just getting stale. You know, you've played all the maps, you've used all the weapons and perks, and yeah, I mean, it's still fun to play with friends, but only really with friends. I find myself popping onto it less if no one's playing. You know, have a little solo session. I really only go on when my mates are there, because it's obviously fun playing with your friends on a game like that, but I'm really looking forward to having some new maps, new weapons, new accessories, new everything. You know, a new skill tree to unlock and progression system. And we'll see how that goes with the new sort of battle packs and stuff. I haven't looked too much into that. I haven't played enough of the beta to unlock too much, other than a few weapon accessories. And again, all of that can change. It is a beta, the game's still not out, so I didn't feel any point commenting on that until the game is released. And then maybe I can give you some more thoughts on it. But for now, thank you for listening. Hopefully you've enjoyed the gameplay in the back. It's just sort of some random gameplay. It's nothing really crazy. I was going to record a proper video, but obviously the beta's ended. So I can't really do anything like that. I just didn't get enough chance to record. I've been very busy. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Leave a like if you liked what you saw. Comment when anything you want to say, whether it's good, bad. I don't really care. Nice to hear what you think of the videos, what you think of my gameplay and the quality of it and all of that stuff. I'm just starting out, so let me know your thoughts. I say good or bad. Criticism's always good. Tell me I'm a dick. I don't know, whatever. This is the internet, isn't it? And it's YouTube as well, so we know what you're all like. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and I will see you on the battlefield.